you might not need to do Google Ads for every single facility. And sometimes Google Ads doesn't work for every facility. I think a lot of people will just tell you Google Ads, you always have to do it or it's always going to work. It may not. I've tested it on hundreds of locations and it works really well in some cities and markets and it doesn't work as well in others. And there's no real way of knowing that beforehand. There's some indicators, but you really have to launch and test and then see what happens, make adjustments. And if you still can't get it to work, then you shut it off and reallocate the budget to something else. So that's my approach generally. So, and you'll see that reflected in the data too. This was a campaign we launched in December. The first month, the cost per move in was terrible. We only got one reservation. Month 2, it got slightly better. We got 2 reservations and our cost per reservation went down to $300. And then by month 3, we really saw big progress. We got 11 reservations and our cost per reservation was $57, which we'll do all day. And now we're trying to scale this account. So this is like realistically what it looks like. You don't just turn Google Ads on and immediately get to these numbers we hit in February. You need to launch, refine, test, and adjust. And that's how you get here to the better numbers. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll get scared in the first month and turn the ads off and just say they don't work. Or by month 2, they'll give up and say it doesn't work. Eventually there's a point to give up, but it's not in month 1 or month 2. So it's important from like a mindset standpoint to, when we're doing Google Ads, to go in with that approach. It should not be the best performance in the first month. It should theoretically be the worst and it should get better. This was another example. The previous agency was running this account from June to November. And you can see the cost per conversion was not very good. It was in the 200s and some months it was only up to 700. The very first month we took over, we got it down to $60. Then there was a little bit of a setback. It would drop to 150, which was still better than anything the previous agency had done. And then now we got it back down to $95 and we increased the volume. So that's how things work. They don't always increase every single month forever. Sometimes you get really good performance, it drops, then you need to react and adjust. That's the key theme. I think if you don't react to the data and adjust and you just say, whatever I'm doing is perfect, you're never going to get the right results. And these kind of things are like realistic examples. Immediately got good performance. It dropped in January. We made some adjustments and we got it back to our second best month we've ever had. Another one here, we actually launched this campaign in November. So very similar to the first one where the performance was not good the first 2 months. We only got 3 reservations or phone calls and the cost was $600 all the way up to $700, which is way too high. A lot of people, again, would have given up right here and said it doesn't work and shut it off. By month 3, we were able to get the cost per conversion down to $182 and got 5. And then by month 4, we got this one down to $54 and up to $15. So again, this is where if you just look at the first month and look at the data and say, nope, it's not working, let's cut it. It's not the right mindset and we're never going to get the right results. And this is kind of how realistic things work. In the first month, it's not always going to be a home run for every facility. Sometimes it is. But with your kind of portfolio, it's going to be situational depending on the city, the area. There's a lot of factors, competitors, but that's kind of what we look at. And this is just a fun lease-up example. I always like looking at this one. We took this facility from about $6,000 up to about $47,000 a month in 12 months. So this one we got leased up within 12 months. We started working with them right around late March, early April. So they launched this facility the first couple of months, didn't have a ton of progress, and then every single month we started to raise revenue and increase, and now this one's at 92% occupancy, and they're looking to build their next facility. So this, and a big driver of this was Google Ads, but it was also SEO. So what I want to say is the combination of things matters. Sometimes if you just focus on one tactic, Google Ads, local SEO, or traditional SEO, you're not going to get as much results when you blend all 3. What I find is if you show up multiple times on the first page, people assume you're the best facility. A lot of companies and agencies and consultants will only do one thing, and then you're only going to show up once. And your competitors may show up 2 or 3 times. And subconsciously, when a person is searching for storage, they see that and assume whoever shows up the most is the best. A lot of people don't know how Google Ads work or how the Google algorithm works. They just look at Google and see who's showing up the most times. It's not always that the number 1 result gets clicked anymore. So really important. So yeah, that's kind of my thought process for Google Ads and my mindset behind it.